How old is too old?
We just got gifted a treasure and we're gonna open it with you.
Hey, Provident Preppers, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kylene. And we thought it would be really fun to open this with you. I was really surprised when we got it.
Yes, so let's give you the backstory here. We went to help do a service project and clean out a garage. And amongst the treasures in the garage was this and some other things.
And some others.
Behind us. And as it turns out, near the end of the project, all this stuff was sitting by the back of the car. So I just threw it all in, figuring that Kylene had claimed it and wanted it for whatever purpose. And
he gets home and I'm like, why do you have this?
So those who were there knew that we were the right place for this to go, and maybe they're right.
So this is what they call a breakfast kit. On the back it says breakfast number 2. We don't know how old it is because there's no indication on the package. We do know that there's no barcode, which means that barcodes were about mid-80s when a third of the stores were using them. Dating started to be required in the 70s. It's not actually legally required, but most manufacturers comply with putting a date on it. So,
and somehow there's something slimy in here.
Oh, there is.
So a lot of these packages have some numbers stamped at the top, but that doesn't seem to make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And
I think I know what it is. So this, it says low melt cooking oil on it, and it looks like it was put in like a package like you'd get your ketchup in, and then a secondary package, and it obviously has leaked all over.
It's gone through.
Oh, smell it. Definitely rancid.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna clean this up a little bit and then we're gonna work with some of this other stuff. But this is going in the trash. There we go. Okay, we kind of tried to wipe them up. That was seriously nasty. That was in a package called breakfast number 2. There was also another one, but this one had already been opened and it says breakfast number 5. There was none of the oil in there. And so there's different ones. You want to talk about what's in this one?
Yeah, this one has some hash browns, eggs with imitation bacon. This is orange breakfast drink. That should be exciting. And sweet milk cocoa.
It's interesting because these are, this one's super puffy. That actually concerns me a little bit. And this is some Western omelet. There's a couple of those. And
Sierra coffee cake,
sweet milk cocoa, and something that doesn't have a label on it. Like there's no label. We're gonna start this a little bit at a time and see what we can kind of figure out for you, okay? Just because, okay, normally if I had plenty to eat, I would throw this all away and I wouldn't risk it. But I think in a way it might be really interesting. Now this package, because it's super puffy, I don't know if you can tell that, but it's super, super puffy. And sometimes that can be a really bad sign that things are growing in there. So I think we shouldn't even open it. I think we should just toss it. You all right with that?
That's okay, or we can open it outside and whatever.
I'm a little bit afraid.
It might
Okay,
cause
I'll put it over there and you can decide, but
Okay.
I'm a little bit worried about that. Let me get 2 glasses and let's open up what we think are the drink mixes. I decided not to use a glass because these meals are the packets are each intended to be a complete meal for 4 people. And so I'm gonna open this one. Like I said, this one wasn't labeled. Okay, I think this was supposed to be the grape drink, but
that looks gross.
Both of these look really gross. The thing about eating old food is it needs to pass some quality checks. Visually, does it look okay? Are there changes in color or texture that we need to be concerned about? And smell. The odor, is it an off odor? Both of these don't look good, but just for the sake of doing this, his is gonna splash. I think mine's gonna just go in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna come out super easily. Actually looks better in the water than it did in the package. However, it's still
Do you want to
highly concerning.
Here, take the scissors and cut it at the top. Okay, not the consistency that it should be. Not the color. Doesn't smell right. So yeah, I would say, let me try and stir this just a little bit. I would say the orange drink is a big fail. That smells a little bit like orange drink, a lot like citric acid. And this one smells a little bit like grape. For me, I would not eat this. I would be highly concerned, even if we were starving. It's a really good reason why we shouldn't just tuck stuff away. Okay, this is a coffee cake. It says you can make either griddle cakes with it, or you could make a coffee cake. And I think what we're gonna do is do a coffee cake. So we're gonna use a half a cup of water. Now wait, let's look. Okay, smell that.
Actually looks a little more normal.
No. Can you smell that? So it smells
I don't know quite.
wrong. It smells wrong.
Wrong.
That's what it smells.
That's a good way to describe it.
Okay, we've established it just smells wrong. I would not want to eat this. The coloring looks a bit off. I don't know what the color originally was, but let's see how it mixes up. Oh, can you smell it now? Like,
Yeah.
it does not smell, okay. So what our original plan was to do with this was to go ahead and cook it in the sun oven. So we're gonna try and mix this up. We're gonna stick it in the sun oven for a little while, 25 minutes or so, and we'll see what happens with this. Another thing that came in the packet were hash browns. This says that we wanna put the entire packet in 3 cups of water and let it stand. Okay, hold on, let me smell it. I don't smell anything off. I don't smell anything delicious.
Well, it doesn't smell good.
It doesn't smell good, but
It's not like a
not
wild, yucky odor, so.
it's not like the other one. Okay, so let's put it in here. And then we are going to just set this as, and you're gonna go
Okay.
wash your hands. We're gonna set it aside and let it do its magic while we check out the hot cocoa. Now this is the sweet hot cocoa, and there's definitely a problem. One of these packages was in one and the other one in the other one, but they're the same thing. Now let's talk about why I wouldn't eat that one at all.
Because there's a very real chance that there's bacteria in here eating on the contents, and that produces gas, which could account for the puffiness. Not worth taking a chance in my book.
It's not at all. But we will open this one and see what we think of that. So the directions said 4 cups of water, hot water. Whoops. Well, a little bit less than 4 cups. Okay, first let's smell it. And I love
This-
chocolate.
This is actually probably the most normal smelling thing. It's
Yeah.
a little bit off, but it's not
But
terrible.
it's okay. All right, let's see what happens here. It's taking a minute for it to dissolve. And it looks a little bit darker than I would normally think, but you know, I have a certain hot cocoa I like, and interesting. Okay, hold on. What do you think?
I'm not drinking it, but
I'm not drinking
it's
it.
not as bad as some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
It seems a little more normal, but I still think I would pass. Maybe just based on the other stuff, knowing that
Yeah.
this is really, really old stuff.
Yeah, I agree. All right, this is that packet that's puffy that we're concerned about. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open it for the sake of science, but we're gonna do it outside. Here it
Okay.
goes.
It looks very normal, looks very much like the other one, and it smells about the same. So it's hard to know.
All right, we have eggs left to try. So what are our options, Johnny?
We have Western omelet or eggs with imitation bacon,
Oh my.
made from imitation pigs.
Okay.
Which one would you like to try today, ma'am?
I think we should do the Western omelet.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, I know this is gonna stink. it stinks. It's kind of clumpy, but dried eggs always stink. So, okay, I think the directions said about a half a cup of water, and then we mix that in, right?
Yes.
Make a paste. This is not what I want to be eating. Okay, what in here makes it a Western omelet? I don't see anything delicious. I don't see peppers. Well, maybe there's little specks of something that might have been a pepper. Okay, so then we add a little bit more, right?
Yep, add the rest of that water and
All the rest at once?
make it nice and smooth, yep.
Oh, now I see some really dark peppers coming out.
Or something. Ooh.
Okay, ready? This side's too hot for that. Ooh. Okay, it smells worse cooked. This is really bad. Okay, experiment over. Okay, I'm not sure how much longer I can handle this. This really makes me think, rotate your food storage. All right, so we have dehydrated hash browns. This looks nasty compared to them. So we'll drain it. I'll try and cook it. I'll be good.
I have drained these and rinsed them, and now they're ready for Mama to cook. Hopefully they don't smell as bad as the last batch of things we cooked on here.
But still, even now, can you smell it?
It's not as bad,
Okay.
but it's not that good either.
Okay, there's one final thing we need to do before I can get rid of all this stuff and make my kitchen smell good again. And that is we need to go out to the sun oven and check on the cake, which if I remember right, the batter smelled horrible.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, the cake, it smells so bad. It expanded a little bit. Is it still hot? It expanded a little bit. You could tell the leavening wasn't working. Oh, it's just bad. Just bad. Okay, this has not been my favorite video to do. Now, looking at the chocolate, this is probably the one thing in this that I might be tempted to eat if
But
I was
she loves
starving to death.
chocolate.
That's right. I love chocolate. But all the rest of this, like even this, look at this. This is the grape juice or the grape drink, and it still hasn't dissolved. This one
Nor has
still
that
has
one.
a big old chunk of something in it. The hash browns, they just look sick and wrong. And the eggs smell atrocious. So what are we to learn from all this, Johnny?
Well, first of all, time is one of the big enemies of your food. And I know, sometimes we spend a lot of money on food storage and we want to get the most out of that. But the way we do that is to rotate through it. And, this obviously hasn't been rotated. This is probably from the late 60s or early 70s, I'm guessing, as near as we can tell. And it's just way too long. And part of that is people put stuff away and they forget about it. So it has to be an active process.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that we have to be careful about the false sense of security. Because you have a package like this somewhere downstairs in your basement or hidden in a closet, doesn't mean that it is going to be healthy, safe, good for you to eat, and definitely it's not going to taste good. So you've got to be really careful that you really just think about how long that really should be stored and the storage conditions. So, it smells so bad. So for the question of the day today, I want to know what crazy, old, dangerous things you have lurking in your stored foods. Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.